If you've ever woken up in the middle of the night with palpitations, a racing heart, and a sudden wave of panic, you know how frightening it can feel. Even if anxiety is new to you, menopause can trigger these intense nighttime episodes. Many women wonder, is something wrong with my heart? In most cases, it's a hormone-driven response, and there are ways to calm it and prevent it over time. Keep watching to learn why nighttime panic and palpitations happen during the menopause, and simple ways to soothe your nervous system and get back to sleep. Why does this happen? Fluctuations of estrogen and progesterone during the perimenopause and menopause can have a huge impact on the nervous system, making it hypersensitive and overreaction. And at night, when your body is supposed to be resting, these shifts can occur very quickly. They can trigger palpitations, racing heart, they can increase adrenaline and your stress response. They can force you into a much lighter sleep, so you're not getting proper rest. And it can also cause a really sudden dip in blood sugar. You can also get more vivid dreams, nightmares, and even night terrors. It can make your body more sensitive to flight and fight responses. And we all know about that during the day. But at night, this can cause your heart rate to go mad. You can get lots of palpitations. You can really feel as if your heart's just about to jump out of your chest. You may find your breathing gets very shallow and fast, and your brain just goes into overdrive. And what's happening here, because of this flight or fight response, your brain is thinking, there is danger, there's something going on here, I must stay awake, I must be aware of everything that's going on. And that in itself as well can also trigger your hot flushes and night sweats. So it's a whole raft of little things that can happen to give you these particular nighttime symptoms. So what can you do in the moment? So there's lots of little things you can do. So if you suddenly wake up and your heart's going 20 to the dozen, so that one of the easiest ways is just to do the really slow, deep breathing. So you breathe in for 4, hold for 2, and breathe out for 6. Creating a much longer exhalation actually tells your brain and body everything's okay, you can relax. So it's one of the quickest ways to get out of this. You can do just general relaxation. Weight can sometimes help. So you can sit up and put your feet on the floor and just push your feet into the floor. You can try and push your whole body into the mattress just to get a more physical feeling. And when you do this, again, it brings you back to the present moment rather than all the panic that's going on in your mind. You can just get your brain back into proper gear. So you can do a little bit of thought. So just think silent to yourself. This is a hormone-driven response. I am safe and this will pass. And again, that's bringing you back. It's telling your body that everything's okay. Don't panic. Go back to sleep. For ongoing things, so there's lots of little things you can do to prevent it from happening in the first place. So these are really sort of practical steps. So the main ones: limit caffeine and alcohol. Remember that a cup of coffee can still be reactive in your body 8 hours after you've drunk it. So if you have a cup of coffee with your evening meal at, say, 6 o'clock, then at 2 o'clock in the morning, that caffeine is still having an impact on your nervous system. So it's a really important one. The same with alcohol. We think alcohol will help us to sleep, but once we are asleep, other chemicals are released to counteract the effect of the alcohol, and that can set off your nervous system as well. Have a really good snack. And this was one of the things that I found that myself, was that if you have your evening meal at, say, 6 o'clock and then you don't have anything else to eat, by midnight your blood sugars can get really low, and also during the first few hours of the morning. And again, if your blood sugar plummets, that's going to trigger a stress response. Nothing sweet. You don't want anything that's going to rev up your nervous system again. You want something that's going to stabilize it. So we're looking at protein and a little bit of healthy fat. These are the main ones that can be really helpful. So it could be things like an oat cake, a nut butter. You might find, some people find that having an apple and just it's sliced up and covered with nut butters can be really helpful. You could look at avocado and a little bit of cream cheese. My favorite is some full fat Greek yogurt, just a small amount, and some organic cocoa powder, and it just tastes lovely and chocolatey. For those of you with a really sweet tooth, you may find just a couple, because they're quite calorific, 2 medjool dates. Chew them really well. They're quite good because although there is a lot of sugar in them, natural sugar, these are released really slowly, and that can keep your blood sugar stable as well. Remember the water, because dehydration has a big impact on your nervous system. So again, I find it makes a huge difference for me. I have a small shot glass, or if I'm thirsty, I'll actually have 2 small shot glass of warm water just before going to bed. This will keep you hydrated, but it's not going to be enough to put a lot of pressure on your bladder, because the last thing you want to do is wake up and have to run to the toilet. High salt intake can be another trigger as well. We tend to forget salt. We know a lot about sugar, but if you're eating salty snacks at night, maybe when you're watching TV, that can have a big impact on your nervous system as well. Remember your sleep environment. So again, you want everything to be nice and calm. Listen to calm music. Some people find podcasts really good, but don't be listening to thrillers or stories that are going to rev up your nervous system. You want to be listening to someone who has a lovely calm voice to help you to go to sleep. And try and keep a constant bedtime if you can, even at the weekend, because that can make a big difference as well. Sometimes a little bit of very gentle physical movement to help the body calm down can be really helpful. So it can be a little bit of stretching, a little bit of evening time yoga. Again, YouTube is great because you can find lots of little sessions that are no more than about 5 or 10 minutes as well. You can do a little bit of breathing just when you pop into bed, maybe before you put the light out, just some deep breathing for 5 minutes. You can also look at calming herbs such as our Passiflora Relax, which you can use just before you jump into bed. When do you seek medical advice here? Because as I mentioned right at the beginning, so many of you think that you're having a heart attack or you're getting really worried. If the palpitations are happening really frequently, if they're happening during the day, if you find that you're also getting dizziness, if you're maybe getting chest pain, if you're feeling faint at any point, this is when you go and speak to your doctor. Not everything is related to the menopause, and it's always a good idea just to check this one out to make sure that there isn't anything going on with your heart. Hope you found this one helpful. It's quite a big one, and I know it was something I experienced myself, which I found very annoying, but eventually I managed to sort everything out. How did you manage? Did you find that this was waking you up as well? What did you use to help yourself? Please share your stories. You know I love to read them. Have a lovely week, and I'll talk to you soon.